Hi, I'm Phil.
And I'm Kate.
And this is The Underground, the official podcast partner of Glee 2024.
Woohoo!
So without further ado,
let's get down and dirty. So we're going to welcome to The Underground on the final day of Glee 2024. We're going to welcome Jess Dabell, who is the brand manager of Meadow View Stone. And just before we start, Jess, I just want to say you are looking fabulous. Absolutely amazing, all dressed and ready to go for Floral Thursday. So a fantastic effort. So Jess, can you tell us a little bit about who Meadow View Stone are?
So Meadow View Stone are actually owned by a parent company called Longrake Spa, which have been established for over 150 years.
Right.
And they acquired Meadow View Stone back in 2019.
Okay.
We were already supplying aggregates into like the merchant sector and things like that. So I thought, retail.
Right.
Might as well go for that as well. It was a very steep learning curve.
Right.
But I think we've got there now. Obviously, retailers require a lot more than a builder's merchant would in terms of the merchandising, the bag quality, etc.
Yeah.
So it's just been fine-tuning that, which Sarah, the MD, took in and really grabbed by the horns and has been involved in it ever since, really.
How long has that been going on?
Since 2019.
2019.
Yeah.
So just before lockdown.
Yes,
Yeah.
crazy.
So can you just give us a little bit of background to you and how you became involved with Meadowview?
Yeah, so I've always wanted to be in marketing, mainly graphic design. When I was a little girl, I'd always draw my own invites to my birthday parties and things like that. Always loved making things look pretty. So I went to university and did a graphic design degree.
Great.
And then when I was looking for job roles, I had interviews straight off the bat with various companies. One was a CCTV company and one was actually for Longrake, the group company, being the graphic designer for them.
Oh, right.
And I thought, it was a bit further away from home. And I went for the interview and Sarah interviewed me. And it was the first place I went where I wasn't just surrounded by men.
Oh,
Right.
It was all women interviewing me. They were really friendly,
right.
really nice. And that's why I took the role, really.
That's really surprising because, aggregates isn't necessarily what you would traditionally think of as a female environment, really.
No, definitely not. But I do think the end user is probably normally going to be a woman who picks the colour of stone that's going in the garden.
very true. Very
So
true.
it's quite handy to have women at the helm.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant.
So that's kind of not ruined my next question, but it certainly helped answer it. So, these companies tend to be fairly male orientated. And, Glee, although there's a lot of women here, Glee's the only show I've ever been to where you don't have to queue at the ladies because it is much more male orientated and sales teams tend to be male orientated. So have you found it hard to fit in or is it just not an issue for you anymore?
I don't see it as much of an issue anymore, but I do notice, so a lot of like the garden centre managers and people like that, it is predominantly male.
Yeah.
Right.
I can see that is slowly like improving as things are getting better, but more women are coming in. So you look at like Gima, you've got Kate,
yes,
and you've got Vicky, and then Linda for Greenfingers. There's some really empowering women that work in our industry.
Fran Barnes at the HTA.
Yes, it's getting much, much better. And I can just see that improving more and more.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So we hear about the role of a brand manager quite a lot. What does that actually entail?
My role is quite varied. I'm an avid believer that I can't market well if I don't understand what the customer needs.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I try to get out and see as many customers as possible, not just the big accounts, the smaller accounts, the middle size.
Right.
Not just to speak to the managers, but also to speak to the people that are working in the landscape area.
Okay,
That's where we've had some of our biggest innovations from. People have complained about, we keep getting split bags. Can you do something?
Right.
So then you develop a sample tray that stops people splitting the bags. But it's the information that's fed back that helps us market and improve constantly.
Right, yeah. So it's that first hand going out, seeing people, chatting to them. So, what else do you get up to in your role?
So I do the social media, the website, merchandise planning, all product development. bag designs.
So not a lot, really.
A bit of key account management.
Oh my goodness.
I have an extremely varied role, but it's nice for it to be that varied because when I'm working the stand, there's not many questions I can't really answer because I know most of the cost prices because I have all the RRPs that I have to do on the point of sale.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Excellent. So how many people are in the company?
So Longrake as a company as a whole is about 100, but it's hard to say exactly how many work for Meadow View because we have multiple sites that we pull stock from in they're like group sites.
Oh,
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But dedicated Meadow View staff, it varies because we've got the sales agents as well who are out on the road. So it's about 12 of them.
Right. Oh, so quite a few then.
Yeah.
Quite a few sales. So as well as your busy day job before Meadow View Stone, you are also involved in the YPHA, the Young People's Horticultural Association, and more recently as a Greenfingers ambassador. Yay. And we've just been talking to Linda. So how important are those organisations to you?
The YPHA, when I initially heard about it, I thought, oh, well, am I really in horticulture? Because it's aggregates.
Yes,
it's not.
You are.
And it's like, well, yeah, you are because you supply them. The main reason for joining that was I get on really well with Abby from Wood Lodge.
Right.
And she was talking to me about
was going.
Well,
it helps.
It was quite daunting the first time I ever went to an industry event because I went with Sarah and she knew everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
And I didn't know anybody.
Yes.
So by joining the YPHA, I'm meeting all these people.
Yep.
They're all really friendly. And then you're just walking around the halls at Glee, you're at the National Plant Show, you're at the HDA conference, and you're bumping into people that you know.
Yes.
All the time.
All the time. And it just helps build a network. And it's weird because Sarah seems to know their parents and I know them.
That's great though, intergenerational. And it just helps confidence as well in what you're doing.
Definitely. And Greenfingers, you just can't not love the charity, can you? It's amazing. We've always helped by donating gravel and things like that
to the gardens. Right.
But I remember we went to the ball that they have around Christmas, the dinner, the fundraising dinner, and there was a video of this little boy and he was talking about how his sister had been in the hospice and his final memories that were happy were spent in that garden. And I thought, God, there must be more we can do. So I spoke to Linda and we then became silver supporters, so we pledged to donate £10,000 over a 3-year period.
Okay.
But I still didn't feel like it was enough. And she was saying how obviously they go to all these different shows and they struggle to get cover. So I said, well, I'm more than happy to come and work on the stand and spread the word and spread awareness. So that's where my role comes in a bit more. That's why I was nagging everyone for money for the raffle tickets.
No, good for you. And how long have you been doing that as ambassador?
About must be getting on for about 6 months now.
Right. So
but I was initially brought in to do the floral ball next year. I'm on the committee for that, for the planning it.
Okay.
So that's next
How's that
June.
going?
Really
Next June.
well.
Oh,
I'm
goodness.
not sure how much I'm allowed to reveal.
No, I think we better get our tickets.
Yes, definitely get your tickets. We've got a lot of exciting things planned.
Because it's
More
the
of a celebration.
25th anniversary,
25th
isn't it?
anniversary, yes.
Yeah,
Amazing.
fantastic. So how are you finding Glee this year? Has anything caught your eye around?
Yeah, well, Glee this time of year for us is so much better.
Okay.
Good.
So it's really good for us for doing pre-seasons. It's been a really busy show.
Oh, good.
Especially like yesterday and the day before was just crazy. I think we needed traffic lights at some stages. But it's,
And your stand looks amazing as well.
Thank
I have to.
you.
It's very eye-catching.
Thank you. That's another labour of love for the last few months.
Yes.
It's been a really good show, and to be honest with you, I've not even managed to get off than to walk here and go to the main stage.
Oh, no.
So I will try and have a mooch round. I've heard a few people mention odd products, like, oh, you should nip there and look at this.
Yeah.
So I'll try and get out and actually see what the people are doing as well.
Now, I know you did get to the main stage
Did, yes.
because you won something, didn't you?
Yes, we did. So on the point of sale, we've launched some AR, augmented reality.
Oh.
So we were renovating our house and I was looking at different flooring on it, and I thought, surely there must be something we can do in the garden for this. So I started researching different companies, we teamed up with a company that have developed all the software for us, and you just scan the QR code on the point of sale, and then you can take it home with you, or you can do it in the garden centre if you prefer. And it drops a 2x2 metre sample of the product down. You can position it wherever you want. It cuts out edging or boulders or anything you've got in your garden, so you can see how the aggregate's going to look before you lay it.
That is amazing.
I love that.
That is really amazing.
I just think it's such a nice way to visualise it, and it might help our customers with upselling as well, because people might look at some of the products that are a bit more expensive and think, oh, well, how's that going to look? Is it worth the extra money?
Right, so they can do that.
And is that actually live now?
Yes, that's live now on the products that are on the stand, but we're working with them on developing the software for everything in the range.
Right.
Which is quite a mammoth task.
I can imagine.
As you can imagine, every piece of gravel is different. So getting the contrast right, the colours right, the depth is quite a task.
Oh my goodness.
But we will be launching that for the new season, so that'll be ready probably November, December time.
So, and what award did that win?
That won Best Retail Services Award.
Brilliant. So why do you feel it's that important to be at Glee as a business?
I think it's so important to be at Glee. The amount of people I've seen and the lengths of the country I would have had to travel to see the people I have seen is ridiculous. And it's not just seeing new people, new customers, it's solidifying the accounts that you currently have, showing them what's new and just giving them a bit more loyalty to your brand, really.
One of the great things about being at Glee is the newness of things. You know, people like coming to see the new things. Are you actually launching anything at Glee other than the QR codes?
So we've launched a new mixed product called Eco Sparkle. So that's...
and does it sparkle?
It does sparkle.
Wow.
It's a mixture of white with silver grey. But the silver grey is 100% recyclable. It's a recycled product from the China clay industry.
Right.
Okay.
So it looks really nice. It's a speckled effect. So that was nice. That was shortlisted as well. We've also launched some cotton steel edging, so that's just got spikes in.
Cotton steel?
Yeah, and we've also got it in black and grey in like a powder coated as well, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
But it's all got its own fixings, so you just hammer it into the ground, you can bend it, because I don't know of many borders that are straight.
Yeah. No.
Not that last being straight for very long.
No.
And finally, we've got the porcelain stepping stones as well in hexagonals, round and random. And we've also collaborated with Chris Jessen, who I've met through Greenfingers.
The Groovy Gardener.
The Groovy Gardener, who actually were both from Sheffield, so it was quite weird when we met. He's endorsed our Eden collection, which is a pouch bag range of our horticultural sands and grits and pea gravel. I've been selling gravel for 7 years, marketing it. I didn't know why you would use a horticultural grit.
Okay. You do now.
I do now. Worryingly, I asked quite a lot of garden centres and they couldn't answer me either.
Oh, really? Okay.
So Chris has just given us how-to guides on the back of the bags.
Brilliant.
And also a range of videos just showing you the ratios for mixing and where it can be utilised, just so people can have more confidence when they're growing in the garden.
Oh, that's fantastic. So as a creative, what is it about the industry that keeps you going, keeps you in it?
I think it's just so evolving all the time. Like, I'm constantly seeing people thinking about ways to improve, and I just find it really exciting. I love my job, and I think that comes across.
It
we're
really
all
does.
quite passionate about what we do.
It really does.
And constantly trying to better ourselves and go that step further. And it's also like the networking events you get to go to is just, you like GMA Awards and the HDA conference and all the accessible information you can get as well. EPOS data and things like that. It just makes doing your job so much easier, and everyone is so friendly.
It's such a lovely community, isn't it?
It is.
It really is.
Yeah.
Well, that seems like a good place to wrap up, Phil.
It really does.
So thank you so much, Jess, for coming to talk to us, and enjoy the rest of the show and the Floral Thursday fun that's going to happen a bit later. And we hope to see you next year.
Definitely. Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Thanks very much, Jess.